This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
The heat is on. You're getting a live look at a hot and humid downtown St. Louis, where in just a few hours, that heat will put us in a weather impact alert. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush. That heat buildup is going to lead to some potentially dangerous temperatures through Wednesday. Meteorologist Gary Frank is here with more in our weather impact forecast.
Yeah, good evening. As we continue to work on this heat, you know, it's been nice. We had some mornings in the 40s just days ago, and as we work our way throughout the month of September, we're obviously going to run out of this, but we're not there yet. The haze, you can tell in Chesterfield as we continue to look at the temperatures that are in the mid-90s, and we get it. It is hot, but it's the humidity over the next few days as we continue to see this strengthen. 96, it feels not quite that bad. Notice how when I flash them back and forth, 95, 96, look at the temperatures, maybe even a degree below or around the same. That's why today is not a weather impact alert, because we continue to see our humidity rise. And when those temperatures feel like they're well over 100 degrees, the first day that's involved in any sort of heat alert is Tuesday from 12 to 8. However, the next few days are still going to be weather impact alert days as we continue to see not only our temperatures not fall all that much overnight, but it's the next few days this week. It's very hot. It's very humid. The humidity continues to climb over the next couple of days. Our weather impact alert days, how hot it's going to get, and when we add the humidity, what it feels like, and when we'll see some rain and a little more relief here in the extended forecast.
Major strikes fired today in the Middle East, both by and against Israel. For weeks, the nation's been bracing for an attack by Hezbollah. That's an Iranian-backed paramilitary group stationed in Lebanon. Overnight, Hezbollah launched a large-scale attack on Israel's border, and Israel made some moves of its own. Tina Kim has the latest from the Middle East.
Sunday, the Middle East witnessed a major exchange of rockets between Israel and not Hamas, but Hezbollah in Lebanon, which is one of the most powerful and well-armed groups backed by Iran. All as the U.S. tries to prevent the Israel-Hamas war from widening.
The last night was really worrisome. It's perhaps the biggest exchange we've had since the start of this conflict.
Since late July, Israel has been bracing for retaliation after the nation claimed responsibility for the assassination of Hezbollah's most senior military official, Fouad Shukr, in Lebanon's capital. Hezbollah said its launch of more than 300 rockets was completed, quote, meticulously.
We will assess the outcome of the enemy's concealment of today's events. If the result is satisfactory and it achieves the intended goal, we will consider the response process to the assassination of Fouad Shukr complete.
Hezbollah also denied claims by Israel that Israel Defense Forces thwarted Hezbollah's strike by striking first Sunday. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the military destroyed thousands of short-range rockets.
This morning, we detected Hezbollah's preparation to attack Israel. Together with the Minister of Defense and the Chief of Staff, we instructed the IDF to act proactively to remove the threat.
A U.S. defense official said that the U.S. helped Israel track incoming attacks. Hezbollah said this phase of the fighting is over, with Netanyahu saying this is not the end. I'm Tina Kim, 5 on your side.
And also happening today, more ceasefire talks in Egypt. Israeli and Hamas delegations are expected to meet in Cairo, aiming to negotiate terms to end the fighting in Gaza. However, Israeli officials have said they couldn't guarantee that a ceasefire would be a full-blown stop to the war. Back here at home, the Jewish community came together for the 4th annual St. Charles Jewish Festival. Thousands enjoying music and kosher food all morning. It's the region's only annual festival that celebrates Jewish life and culture. And this year, organizers learned and leaned into more of an Israeli theme. Our Mercedes McKay shows us why today's festivities were all about unity.
It's about building community and celebrating community.
Highlighting the richness of Jewish culture and traditions, while reminding them they're not alone.
The more that they can feel the support of their immediate community, the better.
Established in 2019, the St. Charles Jewish Festival started with only about 100 people. Now, 5 years later, it's evolved into something much greater. With over 3,000 people filling the Lewis and Clark Boathouse parking lot for music, food, and something for everyone.
Not only has the Jewish community shown up, but the greater community has really rallied around, I like to say embraced really, really embraced and elevated this community. It's a very, very special thing.
The theme for this year's St. Charles Jewish Festival is Share the Love, something that everyone we spoke to today said is more important than ever.
We often talk about fighting hate, but I think there's another way, and that's to really bring people together and to have those conversations and really begin to appreciate the other, and that's really what we're trying to do.
Focusing on connections and building relationships even more this year, while turmoil continues in the Middle East.
We're not able to be there physically, but they're on our minds constantly, and I think that just increases the reason why, it makes it just stresses why it's so important to come together.
The festival acting as a beacon of unity.
Even though there's tragedy all around us, our hearts are still wanting peace and wanting love of the nations and people and everything.
Sending a message of love and togetherness.
And show the world that we're here and we're not going away.
In St. Charles, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
And this year included an immersive Israeli shuk experience that refers to the open-air Israeli marketplace that attracts tourists from around the world. Thousands continue to make their way to Tower Grove Park tonight to celebrate the city's rich diversity. The Festival of Nations features more than 80 countries that help make up the St. Louis area. This comes as our region welcomes its highest number of immigrants and refugees in 2 decades. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings shows us why some say this global gathering is so special.
The sights and sounds at Tower Grove Park this weekend are bound to make you want to know more about your neighbors.
I just love doing business and representing my country in this city.
Rachel Patrick is bringing her Kenyan roots and homemade goods to St. Louis's historic Festival of Nations. She started coming to this when she moved to St. Louis 10 years ago.
In my country, Mzuri means good. So I came up with this idea where it's STL Mzuri because St. Louis is the best city.
The city has become a haven of hope for Patrick and so many others. The massive celebration filled with culture from across the globe couldn't come at a better time. St. Louis hitting a record of immigrant and refugee populations this summer, and as immigration policy sparks division. The International Institute of St. Louis and city partners creating spaces and programs to help these families flourish.
And last year, I created the Office of New Americans to ensure our government is a partner to support many organizations that welcome immigrants and refugee families and help them build new lives in our city.
But it's also the people who live next door.
It's really special to be able to be out here in fellowship with so many different countries and to see all of the people that are just curious about learning about so many different cultures.
So to be able to be a part of this, to be able to help our community and help St. Louis and spread that outreach is something that's really cool, and we are so thankful to be a part of.
It's a citywide effort to make an inclusive St. Louis.
No matter what language you speak, we want you to feel at home.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
The Festival of Nations wraps up tonight at 7. The International Institute has been running this since 2001, but the city has hosted similar multicultural events every year since 1934. Well, ex-Sangamon County Deputy Sean Grayson is due back in court tomorrow morning. Last month, Grayson was charged with first-degree murder and aggravated battery in the shooting and killing of Sonia Massey in her Springfield home. Grayson has pled not guilty. His pretrial hearing will begin at 9 a.m. tomorrow. J.D. Vance relays former President Trump's stance on a federal abortion ban. What he says the former president would do if Congress passed such a bill. And the Harris campaign reporting a donation boom following the DNC. We'll take a look at some of the numbers.